Listen to me, my child, don't scroll, don't blink yet, because tonight is not a normal night. There's a reason you landed here right now, not 10 minutes ago, not tomorrow, right now. I don't say this lightly. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold not to scare you, but to shield you. He's watching, and he whispers your name. Hold on until the end. Don't move your thumb. Stay with me, because the meaning is what changes everything. Someone is coming to your door tonight with a surprise that will change your entire future, but it's not what you think. And if you leave early, you'll misread it and miss the blessing hidden inside it. God says, if you skip this now, you will weep later when you realize what you lost. You have seconds, not hours. Heaven is moving fast tonight. Type, I will not miss my moment, not for me, for your own faith, because what I'm about to tell you will shake you to your core. My beloved child, I need you to know something before we go any further. I see you, not the version you show everyone else, the real you. The one who's been carrying weight so long, you forgot what it feels like to be light. You've been strong so long, it became your whole personality. People say, you're so strong, and you smile. But inside, you're screaming, because strength wasn't a choice, it was survival. Bills come like clockwork. Peace doesn't. Your body aches in places no one prays for. Your knees, your back, your chest. Sometimes, when the worry gets too heavy, you smile for your kids and grandkids, then cry in the bathroom because you don't want anyone to worry. You've been faithful and still feel forgotten. You've prayed, you've tithed, you've served. And yet, here you are wondering if God is even listening anymore. My child, listen to me carefully. Your tears are not weakness. They are evidence. Evidence that you fought battles no one else saw. Evidence that you kept going when quitting would have been easier. Heaven pays attention to what people overlook. And you, my beloved, have not been overlooked, not for 1 second. Let me paint the picture heaven sees when it looks at you. You sit at the kitchen table at 2 a.m., sorting bills you can't pay, prescriptions, rent, utilities, insurance that keeps going up, groceries that cost more every week, debt that refuses to shrink no matter how hard you try. You do the math 3 times, hoping it'll change. It doesn't. So you pray again, and you wonder if this time, maybe this time, something will shift. My child, I know about the loneliness too. People check on you when they need something, a favor, a ride, a babysitter. But when you need someone, the phone doesn't ring. You scroll through contacts and realize, who can I really call? Who would drop everything for me the way I've dropped everything for them? And the silence answers. You've lost people. Your spouse, maybe. Friends who've passed. A whole chapter of your life closed. The house feels too big now, too quiet. You talk to the TV just to hear a voice. You keep their picture on the mantle because it's the only way they still feel close. Grief isn't something you get over. It's something you carry every single day. And nobody talks about how exhausting that is. My beloved child, there's another pain I see. Shame. You used to be the helper, the one people leaned on, the strong one, the provider, the rock. Now you need help, and it kills you. You hate asking. You hate admitting you can't do it alone anymore. So you don't ask. You just suffer quietly. Because pride and pain make terrible roommates, but you've learned to live with both. Listen to me. Are you listening? Heaven sees all of this. Every single tear you cried when no one was watching. Every bill you couldn't pay. Every night you went to bed hungry so someone else could eat. Every time you smiled through the ache. Every moment you felt invisible. God recorded it. Not to shame you, to honor you. Because, my child, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not overlooked. You are seen, fully seen. And what's coming to your door tonight is not random. It's a response a divine response to every prayer you thought went unanswered. Now, I need you to stay with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to tell you why the door matters tonight, and what kind of visitor this really is. But first, you need to understand something about your identity. You think you're broken. Heaven sees you as chosen. You think you're weak. Heaven sees you as a warrior who refused to quit. You think you're alone. Heaven sees you surrounded by angels who've been assigned to your breakthrough. My beloved, your story is not over. It's about to turn, not because you finally did everything right, but because heaven has decided enough is enough. The season of lack is ending. The season of loneliness is breaking. The season of feeling forgotten is closing tonight. And what's coming to your door is the first sign. But you have to recognize it, because it won't look like you expect. It won't announce itself with trumpets. It will come quietly, humbly, almost ordinary. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. That's why I'm here. That's why Michael whispered your name and pulled you to this message right now. Not tomorrow, tonight. Because timing matters. And tonight is your door moment. Hold on. Don't scroll. Don't let go. Because what I'm about to reveal next will change the way you see everything that's coming. You've been in the wilderness long enough. You've cried enough tears. You've carried enough weight. Tonight, my child, the door opens, and what walks through it will not leave you the same. Stay with me. The best part is coming. My beloved child, I need you to breathe for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you will explain everything you've been carrying. And I mean everything. The nights you couldn't sleep, the prayers that felt like they hit the ceiling and fell back down, the doors that slammed shut right when you thought you were finally getting through. You thought God forgot you. You didn't say it out loud, but you felt it. And tonight, I'm here to tell you the truth. Heaven didn't forget. Heaven was fighting. Stay with me until the end, because this next piece changes how you see everything that hurt you. Don't scroll. This is the part most people miss, and then they walk away right before the door opens. Let me take you to the book of Daniel, chapter 10. Daniel prayed. He fasted. He wept before God for 21 days. And nothing happened. No vision. No voice. No answer. Until an angel appeared and said something that shook the foundations of heaven and earth. Daniel, your prayer was heard the first day you opened your mouth, but the prince of Persia withstood me 21 days. Read that again, my child. The prayer was answered on day 1, but the battle in the unseen delayed the delivery for 21 days. Michael, Archangel Michael, had to step in and break through the resistance. That's not a fairy tale. That's scripture, and that's your life right now. Some of you have been living in the space between I prayed and I saw it. That space is brutal. That space is where most people quit. They say, God doesn't hear me. I'm not chosen. I'm cursed. No. You're in the 21 days, and Michael is fighting for your breakthrough right now. Hold on until the end. I'm going to show you the sign that proves it. Don't move your thumb. Stay right here. Because Michael doesn't do circus tricks. He doesn't show up for entertainment. He contends. He guards. He restrains chaos so your blessing can land. And if you've been feeling pressure lately, chest tightness, restless sleep, sudden waves of urgency, you can't explain. That's not anxiety. That's spiritual strain. You've been carrying too much alone. And heaven is about to intervene. My child, let me tell you why it got this hard. The enemy doesn't swing at empty houses. He doesn't waste energy on people who don't matter. If you've been under attack financially, emotionally, physically, relationally, it's not because you're weak. It's because you're close. You're close to something so big that hell itself is trying to stop it before it materializes. You're not being punished. You're being targeted. And that means you're dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Stay with me, because the surprise coming to your door tonight is tied directly to this warfare. Don't scroll. This next layer is how you avoid missing it. I want you to think back over the last few weeks, maybe the last few months. You've been seeing repeating reminders, haven't you? Names that keep showing up, songs that play at the exact moment you're thinking about someone, old receipts you find in your coat pocket, numbers, repeating numbers on clocks, license plates, totals at the store, memories that surface out of nowhere and make your heart ache. You thought it was coincidence. It's not. That's heaven tapping your shoulder. That's the Spirit saying, I'm still here. Don't give up yet. And here's the part that's going to make you weep, my beloved. You've been having almost moments, almost hired, almost approved, almost reconciled, almost healed. You got so close you could taste it, and then it fell apart at the last second. And you said, see? No, those almost moments weren't failures. They were proof that the door is real, proof that the blessing exists, proof that you're not crazy for hoping. The enemy shows you the door to make you think it's locked forever, but God shows you the door to let you know it's about to swing wide open. Hold on until the end, because I'm about to tell you what the knock on your door tonight actually means. Don't move. Don't blink. This is the turning point. Let me tell you what Michael sees when he looks at you. He doesn't see your mistakes. He doesn't see your broken pieces. He sees a warrior who refused to quit, even when quitting made sense. He sees someone who kept praying, even when the prayers felt like they went nowhere. He sees someone who got up every morning and put one foot in front of the other, even when your heart was shattered and your body was tired and your bank account was empty. That's not weakness, my child. That's the spirit of a chosen one. And chosen ones don't get easy paths. They get hard paths that lead to destinies so big they need to be strong enough to carry them. You've been in training, and the training is almost over. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say next will make everything click. Don't scroll. The door is closer than you think. Here's what most people don't understand about delay. Delay is not denial. God saying not yet is not God saying never. When a farmer plants a seed, he doesn't dig it up the next day to check if it's growing. He waters it. He waits. He trusts the process happening under the surface. Your prayers didn't disappear. They've been germinating. And tonight, my beloved, the soil is about to break open. You've been wondering, when is my turn? Tonight is your turn. But you have to recognize it when it comes, because the surprise coming to your door might not look like what you expected. It might look small. It might look ordinary. It might come through a person you've never met, a message you almost deleted, a thought that crosses your mind right before you fall asleep. But it will carry the signature of heaven, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. Hold on until the end. I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for. Don't move your thumb. Stay right here, because this is the moment where everything you've suffered starts to make sense. Michael is standing at the threshold tonight, not to judge you, not to condemn you, to deliver something that's been held back until this exact moment. And the reason it's been held back is because you weren't ready yet. Not because you weren't good enough, because the blessing is so big that if it came too soon, it would have crushed you. God has been building your capacity, strengthening your foundation, preparing your spirit to hold what's about to be poured into your life. And tonight, the preparation is complete. Stay with me, my child. Don't scroll, because in the next part, I'm going to show you the exact sign that proves your breakthrough is already in motion. And I'm going to tell you what the knock on your door tonight actually means. Hold on until the end. This is your moment. My beloved child, let me tell you something heaven has been waiting to say to you for a very long time. They used you. They minimized you. They drained you until there was nothing left but silence and exhaustion. Somebody promised to protect you and became the very one who harmed you. You know who I'm talking about. The one who said they loved you, but loved what you could do for them more. The one who took your kindness and mistook it for weakness. The one who disappeared when you needed them most, but showed up the moment they needed something from you. You carried their mess. You apologized for things you didn't even break. You stayed quiet when your spirit was screaming for someone to see what was really happening. And no one did. No one stood up for you. No one said, "Stop. That's enough. Leave them alone." So you learned to carry it alone. You learned to smile when your heart was breaking. You learned to say, "I'm fine," when you were falling apart behind closed doors. And heaven saw every single second of it. God doesn't need you to get ugly, to get justice, my child. He doesn't need you to scream, to plot, to manipulate, or to force anything into place. Listen to me closely. He prepares a table, not a battlefield. That's Psalm 23. Not a war room, not a courtroom where you have to defend yourself over and over again. A table in the presence of your enemies, which means they get to watch you eat. They get to watch you be restored. They get to see that everything they tried to take from you, God is giving back, and then some. What they did in secret, God can expose in His timing, not in chaos, but in clarity. Not in drama, but in truth that speaks for itself. You don't have to defend yourself anymore. Heaven is doing that for you right now. Michael stands at your door like a doorman in Manhattan, sharp, steady, unbothered. Nobody gets past him without permission. Some of you are protected from a phone call you didn't answer, a deal you almost signed but something in your gut said, "Wait," a person you didn't let back in, even though they knocked and made you feel guilty for keeping the door closed. That wasn't you being cold. That was Michael standing guard. That was heaven saying, "Not this one, not anymore." Because God knows what you don't always see. He knows who's coming to take and who's coming to give. He knows who's carrying poison and who's carrying peace. And He's not letting just anybody through your door anymore. Now listen to me, my beloved. You will not pay forever for what they broke. The season of being the only one who apologizes is ending. Right now, tonight. As you hear these words, something is shifting in the spiritual realm. The lies they told about you are unraveling. The guilt they placed on your shoulders is falling off like dead weight. The shame that wasn't even yours to carry is being lifted by hands you cannot see but can absolutely feel. Your name will be cleared. In your family, someone will finally see the truth and say it out loud. In paperwork, something that's been stuck, delayed, or lost will suddenly move forward without you having to beg for it. In reputation, people who believed the worst about you will hear something, see something, feel something that makes them pause and reconsider. In peace, you will wake up one morning soon and realize you're not angry anymore. Not because you're pretending, but because the weight is actually gone. That's not you forcing yourself to let it go. That's God removing it because the season of carrying it is over. Justice doesn't always look like punishment, my child. Sometimes justice looks like freedom. Sometimes it looks like you walking away with your dignity intact while they're left holding the bag of their own mess. Sometimes it looks like you being so blessed, so protected, so clearly favored that people start to wonder what changed. And the answer is simple. God intervened, not because you begged Him to, but because He saw enough. He said, "Enough. My child has carried this long enough." And He moved, not with lightning bolts or public humiliation for your enemies, but with a quiet, undeniable shift that changes everything. Doors you thought were closed forever start to crack open. People you thought would never understand suddenly reach out with kindness. Opportunities you stopped praying for show up out of nowhere, like they were waiting for you all along. And the ones who hurt you, they don't get punished in the way the world thinks of punishment. They get something far more convicting. They get to watch you thrive without them. They get to realize, too late, that they had someone rare and they threw it away. They get to sit with that And you get to be free. Free from the need to prove anything. Free from the exhaustion of defending yourself. Free from the cycle of being overlooked, undervalued, and misunderstood. Because Michael is standing at your door, my beloved. And tonight, someone is coming. Not to harm you, not to take from you, but to deliver something you've been waiting for without even knowing it. A surprise that will feel like vindication and validation wrapped in one moment. It might be a message. It might be a check. It might be an apology you stopped expecting. It might be a door opening so wide you can't believe it was locked for so long. But it's coming, and it's coming because heaven has declared, "This one is mine," and I'm done watching them be treated like they're not. So I'm asking you right now, my child, don't carry it another day. Don't rehearse the argument in your head one more time. Don't try to fix people who don't want to be fixed. Let Michael guard your door. Let God set it right. Type it in the comments if you're ready. God, set it right. And if you're tired, so deeply tired of carrying it alone, type this: Michael, guard my door, because tonight is not just another night. Tonight is the night heaven moves on your behalf. And all you have to do is stay long enough to see it. My child, listen closely now, because what I'm about to tell you will rewrite the meaning of tonight. The surprise coming to your door? It's not just a package. It's not just a thing wrapped in paper. It's bigger than that. And if you're not ready to see it, you'll miss it completely. So breathe. Stay with me. Because the twist is this. The surprise is a person, a moment, a shift, something heaven is delivering through ordinary means. It could be a neighbor knocking with help you didn't ask for. It could be a phone call with an offer that changes your finances. It could be a letter in the mail, something official, something delayed, something that finally says yes. It could be someone you haven't heard from in years, showing up with an apology that breaks the silence. It could be a stranger with a word you needed to hear. Or, my beloved, it could be a moment, a quiet, holy moment, where God returns your courage, your clarity, your will to keep going. The surprise isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it arrives in work boots and a kind smile. Sometimes it comes through the mail slot while you're making coffee. But heaven is moving tonight, and the delivery is already in motion. Now let me show you something from the book, because this is not new. God has always worked this way. Think about Ruth, a widow, broke, grieving, alone in a foreign land with her mother-in-law, Naomi, who had nothing left to give. And what did Ruth do? She went to an ordinary field on an ordinary day. She didn't know it was Boaz's field. She didn't know that one day of humble work would lead to provision, marriage, protection, and a lineage that would birth King David and eventually Jesus himself. She just showed up, and heaven met her there, in the dust, in the barley, in the kindness of a man who saw her faithfulness and said, "You are covered." The miracle didn't shout. It whispered through an ordinary harvest. And then there's the widow in 2 Kings, chapter 4. She was drowning in debt. Creditors were coming to take her sons as slaves. She cried out to the prophet Elisha, "I have nothing left but a little oil." And Elisha said, "Go borrow jars, empty jars, as many as you can." She did. And when she poured that little bit of oil, it didn't stop. Jar after jar after jar filled to the brim. Enough to pay her debts. Enough to live on. Enough to breathe again. The miracle didn't come from outside. It came from what she already had, multiplied by obedience. Heaven met her in her kitchen, not in the temple, not in the throne room. In her house, with her hands shaking, pouring oil she thought would run out. But it didn't, because God was in the room. And my child, here's the one that will break you open. Revelation 3, verse 20. Jesus says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with them, and they with me." Did you hear that? He knocks. He doesn't kick the door down. He doesn't force his way in. He waits. He respects your will. He stands there patient, powerful, present, and he knocks. And tonight, my beloved, that knock might not sound like thunder. It might sound like a car door closing in your driveway. It might sound like your phone buzzing with a name you haven't seen in months. It might sound like footsteps on your porch, an envelope sliding under your door, or a voice saying, "I've been thinking about you." That's Jesus, wrapped in human skin, wrapped in timing you didn't expect, wrapped in mercy you didn't think you deserved. And if you're not listening, if you're too bitter, too scared, too numb, you'll miss him. So here's what I need you to understand. God can move fast. Provision often arrives through people. Your next chapter can begin suddenly, not someday. Tonight, right now, as you listen to this, wheels are turning. Conversations are happening. Decisions are being made. Resources are being released. Angels are whispering your name into the right ears. And someone, maybe someone you know, maybe someone you don't, is being moved by the Holy Spirit to reach out to you, to help you, to bless you, to open a door you thought was welded shut. Now listen, I'm not promising you $1 million by midnight. I'm not saying a luxury car will appear in your driveway. That's not how God works, and you know it. But I am telling you this, breakthrough doesn't always take years. Sometimes it takes one conversation, one yes, one person showing up at the right time with the right word, the right check, the right opportunity. And tonight is one of those nights. The atmosphere is charged. The veil is thin. Heaven is reaching down. And the question is, are you ready to receive? Because here's the hard part, my child. Here's where people lose their blessing. They're so used to disappointment that when the surprise comes, they don't recognize it. They're so guarded that when someone shows up with help, they push them away. They're so angry at God that when he knocks, they pretend they're not home. Don't do that. Not tonight. Stay with me to the end, because I'm going to give you a tonight plan. I'm going to tell you exactly how to respond, what to say, what not to do. So, you don't miss the blessing or fall for fear, disguised as protection. Because the enemy knows tonight is significant, and he will try to make you cynical. He will try to make you suspicious. He will whisper, "It's too good to be true, don't trust it, don't hope, you'll just get hurt again." But my beloved, that voice is a liar, and you don't have to listen to it anymore. Tonight, you are standing at a threshold. One side is the old season, the waiting, the grief, the silence, the lack. The other side is the new season, the provision, the restoration, the surprise, the shift. And the bridge between them is a knock, a moment, a person, a word. Are you ready to cross over? Then stay with me, because the best part is coming. And I promise you, if you stay until the end, you will know exactly what to do when that surprise arrives. Now listen to me carefully, my beloved child, because what I'm about to tell you is not just information, it's preparation. Tonight is not a night to be careless. Tonight is not a night to be reckless. Tonight is a night to be awake, spiritually awake, emotionally ready, and practically wise. You see, God sends blessings, but the enemy sends counterfeits. And the difference between the two is discernment. So stay with me. Don't scroll, because I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare your door, your heart, and your spirit for what's coming. First, my child, I want you to pray. Not a long prayer, not a complicated prayer, just 30 seconds of truth. Right now, wherever you are, close your eyes for a moment and say this out loud. Lord, I receive what is from you. I refuse what is not. Say it again. Lord, I receive what is from you. I refuse what is not. Feel that? That's the shield of discernment settling over your spirit. That's the clarity you've been missing. That's the peace that guards your door. Now, my beloved, Let me speak to you with the wisdom of someone who's seen too many people hurt by rushing. If someone knocks on your door late tonight, physically or spiritually, you don't open blindly. You verify. You pause. You pray. God's peace is never reckless. God's blessing never demands panic. Listen to me, especially if you're older, if you live alone, if you've been hurt before. A scam rushes you. A blessing steadies you. A con artist says, you have to decide right now or you'll lose everything. But God says, be still and know that I am God. Do you hear the difference? Heaven is not in a hurry to confuse you. Heaven is patient. Heaven is clear. So tonight, my child, I want you to know 3 signs, 3 unmistakable signs that what's coming to your door is truly from God. Write these down. Memorize them. Let them become your spiritual compass. Sign number 1. Peace before excitement. A God door brings peace first, deep, settled peace in your gut. Not anxiety-driven urgency. Not a frantic heart rate. Not a voice in your head screaming, hurry, hurry, you'll miss it. No. God's presence brings peace. Even when the blessing is big, even when the surprise is shocking, there's a calm underneath it, a knowing, a rightness. If what's coming tonight makes you anxious, makes you feel pressured, makes you feel like you're being chased, pause. That's not God. Sign number 2. Clarity, not confusion. God's blessings come with clarity. They don't hide in the shadows. They don't demand secrecy. They don't make you feel ashamed to tell someone you trust. If someone shows up tonight physically or metaphorically and says, don't tell anyone about this, that's a red flag. If the opportunity feels murky, vague, too good to be true, pause. God is light. In Him, there is no darkness at all. His blessings come with clear instructions, clear boundaries, clear next steps. You don't have to guess. You don't have to decode. You know. Sign number 3. Fruit, not flattery. A true blessing from heaven leads to stability, not bondage. It builds you up without tearing someone else down. It doesn't flatter you into foolishness. It doesn't manipulate you with guilt. It produces good fruit, peace, patience, kindness, self-control. If what comes tonight leads you toward debt, toward isolation, toward breaking your own values, it's not from God. God's blessings make you more whole, not more broken. Now, my child, I need to warn you about 3 traps. 3 traps the enemy will set tonight to make you miss the real blessing or fall for the counterfeit. Trap number 1. The guilt trap. This is the voice that says, if you don't say yes right now, you'll lose God's love. If you don't open this door, you're rejecting heaven's gift. If you don't give, donate, invest, commit right this second, you're unfaithful. My beloved, that is a lie. God's love is not conditional on your snap decisions. God's favor is not withdrawn because you took time to pray. You are not required to say yes to everything that knocks. You are allowed to discern. You are allowed to wait. You are allowed to say, let me pray about this. And if someone pressures you, shames you, guilts you, that person is not operating in the Spirit of God. Trap number 2. The chaos trap. This is the trap that says, you must decide in 10 seconds. This offer expires in 5 minutes. If you don't act now, it's gone forever. My child, listen to me. God does not operate in chaos. The Holy Spirit does not bully you into decisions. Yes, there are moments of divine urgency, but they come with peace, not panic. If you feel rushed, pressured, cornered, step back, breathe, pray. A real blessing will still be there after you've had time to seek God's face. Trap number 3. The isolation trap. This is the whisper that says, don't tell anyone. Keep this between us. Your family won't understand. Your friends will be jealous. My beloved, that is not God's style. God's blessings are meant to be shared, celebrated, confirmed by wise counsel. Proverbs says, In the multitude of counselors there is safety. If someone tells you to hide what's happening, to keep it secret, to cut off communication with people who love you, that's a trap. God's light shines in community. God's truth is not afraid of accountability. So tonight, my child, I want you to speak a declaration over your door, over your heart, over your spirit. Say this with me now, out loud. Let the walls hear it. Let the angels record it. Let your faith rise as you speak. Tonight, my door is covered. Say it again. Tonight, my door is covered. Tonight, my heart is open and my boundaries are strong. Tonight, I receive peace and discernment. Tonight, what is delayed is released in God's timing. Do you feel that shift? That's the atmosphere changing around you. That's the enemy backing off. That's heaven aligning with your faith. Now, my beloved, I want you to do something. Not for me, not for views, for your own soul. If you're staying with me, if you're receiving this word, if you're ready for your door moment, comment right now, I'm ready for my door moment. Let that be your declaration. Let that be your yes to heaven. And if you know someone, just one person who needs this message tonight, someone who's been waiting, someone who's been weary, someone who's been wondering if God still sees them, share this with them. Not as hype, as hope, real hope, the kind that doesn't manipulate, the kind that doesn't exploit, the kind that says, God is moving, and you don't have to be afraid. And if you want more messages like this, messages that heal instead of scare, messages that build instead of break, subscribe, because I'm not here to play games with your faith. I'm here to help you walk through the door God is opening. Tonight, my child, you are not alone. Michael stands guard. Jesus holds the keys. And the Father is watching over you with a love that will never let you go. So, prepare your door, sharpen your discernment, and get ready, because the surprise that's coming is not just a moment, it's a turning point. And you, my beloved, were born for this. Ending. Closing prayer plus cliffhanger. My beloved child, we've reached the moment where heaven seals what was spoken tonight. Don't close your eyes yet. Don't scroll away, because what I'm about to pray over you is not just words. It's a spiritual covering that will follow you through the night and into tomorrow. And if you leave now, you'll walk into the darkness without it. Stay with me. Just a few more breaths. Let me wrap this blessing around your spirit before you go. Archangel Michael, I call on you now. Stand guard over every doorway in this precious soul's life. Every physical door, every emotional threshold, every spiritual entrance where fear tries to creep in. You who drove back the ancient enemy, drive back the enemy of doubt tonight. You who stood at the gates of Eden with a flaming sword, stand now at the gates of this beloved child's home, their heart, their mind. Let no weapon formed against them prosper. Let no scheme of the evil one take root. Let no curse spoken over them in the past have any power in their future. Michael, you who know their name in heaven, whisper it back to them tonight when they lie down. Remind them they are not forgotten. Remind them they are not abandoned. Remind them that the surprise coming to their door is not random. It is divine appointment. Holy Spirit, I ask you now, comfort the grieving. There are those listening right now whose hearts are shattered. They lost someone they can't get back. They lost a dream they can't revive. They lost a version of themselves they don't recognize anymore. Comfort them, not with empty words, but with the kind of peace that doesn't make sense, the peace that passes understanding. Let them feel your presence like a warm hand on their shoulder. Let them hear your voice like a whisper in the dark. I am still here. I have not left you. And the story is not over. Father God, I ask you now, make a way where there is no way. For those who are staring at bills they can't pay, make a way. For those who are facing diagnoses they can't fix, make a way. For those who are trapped in loneliness they can't escape, make a way. Open doors that human hands cannot open. Shift circumstances that human effort cannot shift. Send people, resources, opportunities, and breakthroughs that only you could orchestrate. Let them wake up tomorrow and see the first sign, a crack in the wall, a light in the tunnel, a stirring in their spirit that says, "Something is moving." And Lord, I ask you now, restore what was stolen. Restore their peace that anxiety stole. Restore their dignity that shame stole. Restore their strength that exhaustion stole. Restore their hope that betrayal stole. Restore their joy that grief stole. Restore their faith that disappointment stole. Give it back, Lord. Give it back sevenfold. Give it back with interest. Give it back in a way that makes them weep with gratitude, not sorrow. Let them look in the mirror tomorrow morning and see a flicker of the person they used to be, the person they're becoming again. Let them feel a lightness they haven't felt in months, maybe years. Let them whisper, "Something is different. Something has shifted. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel it." That's the prayer, my child. That's the covering. That's the seal over this night. Now breathe. You're not alone. You were never alone. And the surprise coming to your door tonight, whether it's a person, a message, a realization, or a quiet miracle you won't even see until morning, it's already in motion. Heaven has released it. The angels are carrying it. And all you have to do is stay awake, stay aware, stay open. But listen, I need to tell you something before you go. Tomorrow, I'm going to explain the 3 kinds of door surprises. Because not everyone who knocks is sent by heaven, and not every message that arrives is a blessing in disguise. There are 3 types of surprises that come to your door, and I'm going to teach you how to tell which one you're in within the first 60 seconds. One will heal you, one will test you, and one will try to deceive you. You need to know the difference. Because if you misread it, you'll push away the very thing God sent to save you, or you'll invite in the very thing the enemy sent to sabotage you. I'm going to walk you through it, step by step. I'm going to give you the spiritual discernment you need to navigate what's coming. And I'm going to share a short prayer, just 3 sentences that you can say before you sleep tonight. A prayer that quiets fear. A prayer that sharpens discernment. A prayer that aligns your spirit with heaven's frequency so that when the surprise arrives, you'll know exactly what to do. You won't panic. You won't doubt. You won't second guess. You'll move with clarity, confidence, and divine wisdom. But you have to come back tomorrow. You have to stay connected. Because this isn't a one-time message, my beloved child. This is a journey, a unfolding. A season of accelerated grace that heaven is opening over your life right now. And if you walk away, if you scroll past, if you let the noise of the world drown out this voice, you'll miss the next piece. And the next piece is the one that unlocks everything. So, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with someone who needs to hear it, someone whose door is about to be knocked on, someone who's been praying for a sign, someone who's forgotten that heaven still speaks. Because when you share this, you're not just passing along a video, you're becoming a messenger. You're extending the hand of God to someone who's drowning. And heaven will honor that. Heaven will multiply that back to you in ways you can't even imagine. Now, before you go, I want you to do one more thing. Type in the comments, "I am ready for my surprise." Not because I need to see it, but because you need to declare it. You need to speak it into the atmosphere. You need to let heaven hear your voice saying, "Yes, I'm ready. I won't run. I won't hide. I won't shrink back. I'm ready for whatever you're sending." That declaration is powerful, my child. It's an act of faith. It's a spiritual alignment. It's you saying to the universe, to the angels, to God himself, "I trust you, even though I don't understand, even though I'm scared, even though I've been hurt before. I trust you." And when you say that, when you mean that, everything shifts. Don't scroll away from your healing, my beloved child. If this message found you, it's because heaven still has plans for you. Big plans, beautiful plans, plans that will make you forget the pain of the past and step into a future you didn't think was possible anymore. The door is about to open. The surprise is on its way. And tomorrow I'll teach you how to recognize it, receive it, and walk through it with grace. Until then, sleep in peace. You're covered. You're protected. You're loved. Amen.